So the New Orleans Saints are out on the mini camp field today down there in Metairie. What are they getting done down there?
Just going over some stuff. Nothing too crazy. There's not any pads on or anything like that. So really, to this point, you probably got the whole offense put in. You start at install 1, 2, 3. You probably go up. A lot of teams go to like 9 or 10, and then pretty much all the stuff is put in offensively and defensively. And then now you're just going over that stuff and kind of getting ready for training camp. This is not anything where you're going balls to the walls. It's just running the stuff, making sure obviously the rookies and guys who are first year in their offense and defenses are getting up to speed with stuff. That way, when you jump into training camp, everyone kind of be full go.
I'm going to ask you to guess here because you certainly don't know, but how different might this offense look with Pete Carmichael out from under Sean Payton?
I think there'll be some differences, but we've seen him call games last year with Sean being out for COVID and whatever other reasons, and it didn't look a world of a difference. I know you had Ian Book playing quarterback, so that probably
that hurts morale.
Yeah,
that was. I will always remember where I was watching that football game. Myers had just been born. We were still in the hospital. I was like, all right, we're gonna watch football. It's like, this is the worst football I've ever watched.
Yeah, so I don't know if we can put too much of that on Coach Carmichael with that situation he had going on, but I don't think it'll look too much of a difference. I think it'll look a lot similar to how it looked last year to start the year with Jameson there. They're going to probably try to keep his pass attempts low, the interceptions and turnovers down, and try to win the game that way.
Alvin Kamara back in action out there. What can he gain from this? Anything, or is he just out there because he has to be?
Yeah, it's kind of like when you're a senior in high school, man. It's like where all the classes are, when lunch is, everything, you know it all at that point. So you're kind of just going through the motions. For him, I think he's been in this offense a ton of time. He knows exactly what's going to be asked of him. He's just kind of going out there, getting used to the new teammates and running some stuff and making sure everything's underneath you. But yeah, not too much for Alvin.
It's 2 days, and you're out there for a total of 3.5 hours. And so, good that Alvin Kamara is out there. I thought it was also noteworthy that Deontay Hardy is reporting to minicamp. He has been said to he's avoided team activities to this point. Once an extension and a little bit more cash. And the Saints offense has a few more weapons on it than it did when he started this holdout process. However, none of them look like him and play like him. So I still think there is value to his skill set, and I think they'll probably work something out, is my guess.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I think so. But I think, at the receiver position, I think they're pretty stand pat right now. So I mean, you got to have a fourth and a fifth guy, but is he going to get the money that he's asking for? I don't know how much that says. I think that's between him and his agent and the team. But I think if he's asking for anything crazy, I think the Saints are going to hold off on that.
Well, it's one thing when you're going out there and you've got Marquez Callaway as your one, and you're basically the deep threat, and there's nothing left. You got no Michael Thomas. Your tight end play has been atrocious. Kamara is in and out, and then you got Ingram. Like, you're just weaponless on offense at that point. Now, okay, Thomas is back. Okay, we got Olave. We got Jarvis. Kamara's back. Okay, wait. We got a lot of options now. You are a great kick returner, and we want that in we want your services there. And yeah, you do give us a quickness and speed dimension that no one else has, but you also are not necessarily ready to line up and play receiver for 65 snaps in a game. So, again, we don't know what the numbers are, but I think there's enough value in Deontay Hardy that they'll figure something out.
Yeah, I think they definitely do. I think as far as especially a return guy that you need, and we know how big special teams are, and then obviously another guy in the offense, that you can give those jet sweeps to, those quick little screen passes, and find, creative ways to get in the ball where you're not, putting the ball at risk of being turned over. So, yeah, I definitely see a spot on this roster for him. How much money he's going to get compensated for, I don't know. I think that's between the team. I just don't think it's going to be that great, especially if Jarvis is only getting $3 to $6 million. I don't see him getting anywhere more than that. So I think they can find something out if he kind of wants something in that ballpark.
David Johnson, who turned 30 back in December, is a free agent looking for a team, and I can't think of a team in more need of a running back than the New Orleans Saints. I certainly can't speak to every single team's running back situation, but with Kamara's potential suspension up in the air and aging Mark Ingram, and look, Tony Jones didn't do much last year. We liked him in the preseason, and then he didn't really do much when the lights came on. So is this a fit?
Yeah, I think if once you kind of figure out the Kamara suspension, like if you knew, hey, he's going to be out 6 games, or hey, he's going to be out 8 games, and I think you 100%, have to go sign another running back to kind of fill those carries. I think they got Ingram still on the roster, so
Yep,
he's probably going to be getting the bulk of the stuff while Kamara's out, but you're going to need, possibly a second guy and third guy that you trust. I know they got Smith, or the rookie, and Jones, but how confident do you guys feel about those guys on Sundays? The big division games, you're going against the Bucs. Like, you trust those guys in those situations. So, yeah, I could see them going after a guy like Johnson. He's a bigger back who can catch the ball in the backfield. If Kamara's going to be suspended, you definitely need to sign another one.
David Johnson's just always going to be the guy they traded for Hopkins. Like, that's going to be like his lasting legacy to this point. Kamara, to your point, his next hearing is not until the 1st of August. And, whose guess as to how the legal system is going to shake out is, it may be good, may not be very good. But you just don't know at that point in the calendar. So they've got to add somebody. And this is a guy who is a pro, who's been productive, who does catch the ball out of the backfield. Seems like a reasonable fit to me. Your other options are going to be to find somebody that can't latch on at their first stop and ends up out on the street after a couple rounds of cuts. You're going to have to teach him the offense on the fly and see if you can throw him in there. I don't know what Johnson's going to command financially, but they got to find somebody.
Yeah, they definitely do. And I think, Kamara is so big to that offense. You got to figure out somewhere to replace that production. And I think you're not going to get the level of production you're going to get from Kamara, but you need something because that running back position for that Saints offense just helps them move the ball in so many ways, from the screen game, dumping it down to the backs. And obviously we know how important the run game is. So you're going to have to find a guy. I think they trust Mark Ingram, but do you trust him to, be that old guy that's getting 300 carries a season? No, probably not to this point in his career. So you got to sign one. And I think, David Johnson's a guy that could probably fit that role.
There are some people out there that are probably glad to see is Will Lutz. Aldrich Rosas, Cody Parkey, Brian Johnson, Brett Mayer. 7 extra points missed last year. They just a tick over 80%. Just 1 out of 4 from 50 yards. You could argue that they lost 2 games because they couldn't make kicks. I mean, there's a lot that goes into it. But you could make that argument, and I'm not telling you Lutz is going to be nails, but he's been clutch his entire time. He's been great his entire time. He had a rough go trying to get back, a couple of setbacks, but looks like he's cleared and ready to go. Yeah,
and I think the funniest thing last year about watching the Saints was how quick was Sean Payton was going to pull the plug on one of those bonehead kickers. He didn't waste any time. So, I think for the Saints, getting Will back is going to be huge. Special teams, it's so many games, and I think people don't realize that probably 85 to 90% of NFL games are decided by one possession. So if you got a kicker, it's going to pay dividends, especially tight games in the fourth quarter. So for the Saints, getting that piece back is going to be huge for their offense.
Look, in 2020, Lutz struggled. He was hurt, and he was not good. But for his career, he's 87%. Going back to 2019, the year before he was dealing with the injuries, 32 out of 36 and made all but 1 extra point, 48 out of 49. Now that's a guy that finally Sean Payton found somebody he could trust, and then the injury bug bit, and he just couldn't seem to get over the hump. But it looks like he's going to be back, and he said, has announced on Instagram that he's cleared to go, and he is out there at minicamp. So he is 3rd place on the all-time Saints list in total points, successful field goals, and extra points. 2nd place in team history from field goals beyond 40 and 50. And only Morton Anderson's ahead of him, and that guy's got a gold jacket. So, that's a big get for the New Orleans Saints to get Will Lutz back and cleared.
Thanks so much for watching Hunt Hill on YouTube.
Now do us a favor. Hit the red subscribe button below and throw us a like. We'll see you next time.